Jai Hind students, how are you? I hope you all must be fine and doing great at your home. Are you revising your lessons, practicing it at home? I know you all are. Missing your school? Even I too missing you all. But we cannot do anything because we can't compromise with our health, right? So let's begin our online teaching learning class, and today we are going to discuss the next topic, that is voice. No, not your and my voice. In fact, I am going to discuss the voice in English grammar, that is active and passive voice. So let's start. Active and passive voice. When we talk about active and passive voice, few factors are there which I want to tell you. Number one is the verb. What is verb? What is verb? Any action, any state or any habit is known as, is called verb, right? So verb in short is ash. What is this ash? Ash means action. Let me explain it. Action, state or habit. This is called verb. Okay. Next thing, when we talk about active and passive, so the next factor is noun and pronoun. That is noun and pronoun as subject and object. So what is it? What is a subject? What is an object? Okay, so let me tell you with an example. Let me take an example. Riya plays cricket. Okay, so you all know that Riya is our noun. Cricket is again a noun. Fine. And what is the verb here? Plays. This is verb. Okay, now if you can see, I can replace this Riya with she, and this she is our pronoun. I can replace Riya with she, of course, because Riya is a girl. I can write she plays cricket also, isn't it? So noun, pronoun, again here noun, in the middle we have our verb. Now how to find out what is the subject, which one is the object? Okay, I'll tell you. The noun or pronoun which comes before verb, noun or pronoun which comes before verb is called subject. This is called our subject in a sentence. Okay, when any noun or pronoun comes before the verb, then it is known as the subject of the sentence. When any noun or pronoun comes after the verb, then it is called, of course, object. Okay, so this is our object. Now you can easily identify, if any noun or pronoun coming before the verb, then it is called as subject. If any noun or pronoun coming after the verb, then it is known as object. I hope it must be clear to all of you how to find out subject and object in a sentence. Okay, so this is about our verb and subject and object. Now let me tell you another points related to active and passive. Okay, the next doubt which comes very often is that what is this active, what is this passive? Okay, I tell you what is active and what is passive. Active. When subject plus verb plus object. Okay. When the subject in a sentence is the doer of the action, then our statement or sentence is said to be in active voice. Means this subject is the doer of this action. Okay, and it's coming at the very beginning of the sentence, and it's coming at the beginning of the sentence, then it is called the sentence is called to be in active voice. Is it clear? Let me show you an example. Hari killed a snake. Hari killed a snake. Okay, so here if you can see in this sentence, who is the doer of the what is happening in the sentence? There is a man whose name was Hari. He killed a snake. So who is doing the action here? Hari. Who is doing the action here? If you can see, who is killing the snake? Hari, of course. Hari is killing the snake. So Hari is doing the action. So Hari is the doer of this action. Action is this. He is killing. Okay. Now this time we are not talking about the object. We are just focusing on the doer. So Hari is the doer of the action. He is killing the snake, and it's coming at the place of a subject. Hari, the doer of the action, is our subject in this sentence. That means this sentence is in active voice. So that means this sentence is in active voice. Is it clear? You can see here in the example again. Hari is killing a snake. He has already killed a snake. Sorry, it is in the past tense. Hari killed a snake. Hari, a man, killed a snake. He is the doer of the action, and he is coming at the very beginning of the sentence at the place of the subject. So this statement or this sentence is in active voice. Is it clear? Now let me tell you what is passive voice. Okay, so let me tell you about the passive voice now. Let us take the same example again. In active we have taken Hari killed a snake. Okay, and Hari was the doer of the action, coming at the place of the subject. Snake was the receiver of this action. Receiver coming at the place of the object. Okay, so that is why this statement was an active voice. Now coming to the passive voice, let me tell you the same example. Through the same example, here a snake was killed by Hari. So if you can see here it was active. Hari was doing an action. He killed a snake. Okay, and snake was the receiver of the action. Poor snake, he got killed by Hari. Okay, so here in this sentence, when we made the passive of this, you can see a snake was killed by Hari. It's not like that. Here also again the doer of the action is Hari only. It's not like that snake jumped all of a sudden and now snake killed Hari. No, Hari is killing the snake here in this statement also. If you can see, read this sentence carefully. A snake was killed by Hari. Hari is the doer of the action. Snake is not performing any action. Snake, poor snake, it is the receiver of the action. He's already been killed by Hari. Okay, now you can see here the doer of the action is Hari, but it's not coming at the place of the subject. Subject comes where? At the very beginning of the sentence I told you. Okay, but Hari, the doer of the action, is coming at the place of the object. See, is it clear? And the receiver of the action is coming at the beginning, at the place of the subject. So now you can see the receiver who is not doing any action, he is receiving the action, is coming at the place of the subject. That is why this sentence is said to be in passive voice. the action it's being done by Hari only in both the sentences. Here also Hari killed a snake. Hari has already killed the snake. Here also the snake was being killed by Hari only. Okay, in both the sentence Hari is the doer, but you can see the positioning of the Hari. Here it's coming at the very beginning and here it's coming at the very end of the sentence at the place of the objects. So that is why when the doer comes at the place of the subject, our sentence statement is called to be in active voice. When the doer comes at the place of the object, our sentence is said to be in passive voice. I hope active and passive must be clear to all of you now. Is it clear? Okay. So let us move to the another thing, that is what do we need when we need to change active into passive? What do we need? We need SWOT. S-W-O-T. What is the SWOT? What is the SWOT? Okay, yeah, I know you all are very intelligent. You guessed it right. It is subject. This is our verb. This is our object. And what is this now? It is tense. Okay, what is this? Tense. Now you all will say that, ma'am, subject it is okay, verb it is okay, object it is okay, but ma'am, we don't understood, like we are not been able to understand why tense. Okay, let me tell you why tense with an example. For example, Rahul helps Tina. Who is helping whom? Rahul is helping Tina. So who is the doer? Rahul is the doer. Helping Tina, that is why it is in active. So this sentence is in active voice, right? Because Rahul is the doer of the action coming at the place of the subject. So of course it is in active voice. Okay. So in all you have seen the subject, object. Now what could be now the probable answer? Probable answers as a teacher I will get are. What are the probable answers in passive voice as a teacher which I will get are? I'll tell you. Sorry. Tina was helped by Rahul. Number 1. Number 2. Tina is helped by Rahul. Number 3. Tina will be helped by Rahul. As a teacher of English, I'll probably may get all these answers from student side when I'll ask to change active into passive, isn't it? Okay, so now if you can see, if you can observe all these sentences, in these sentences, you can see the subject and object have properly changed their place. Okay, only one difference is there. If you can see in all the sentences, because we know object, subject needs to be interchanged. So object, subject are properly, they have changed their places. They are constant. One thing which is making the difference over here is the tense. That ma'am, what I need to write here? Is this was, is, will be? What I need to write over here? I am quite confused in this. Otherwise I know everything. I know that subject needs to be here, Rahul needs to be there, helps need to be helped, which I am going to tell you later on. But what about this? So for this we need tense. Now there is a requirement for the tense. We will see this statement with the sentence which is given in the active voice is in which tense? Okay, now we have seen it is in simple present tense, and for simple present tense we use is. So our correct answer is number 2. Tina is helped by Rahul. I hope you would have understood what is the importance of tense in active and passive voice. Okay. So, what you need to remember is there are 3 simple procedures for changing active into passive. We can give it a name like SSS, 3S. What is this triple S? Okay, we can understand the process of converting active into passive through this triple S. What is this triple S? This triple S is simply simple steps. Okay, so what you need to do? You need to follow 3 main steps. Number 1 is you need to swap the doer and non-doer. Okay, you need to swap the doer and the non-doer, means you need to swap the object with the subject and subject with the object. That is your number 1 thing. Number 2, you always have to use the past participle form of the verb. You need to use past participle form of the verb, that is V3 always. Okay, and number 3rd, use preposition by. Use preposition by. So these are our 3 simple steps which we need to follow to convert our active into passive. Let me show you an example. Now see here, I eat an apple. I eat an apple. If you can see the statement, the sentence is in active voice because I am the doer of the action. Which action I am performing? I am eating an apple. I eat an apple. Okay. So now the number 1 step was to swap the doer and non-doer. So I is the doer, apple is the non-doer. So what we need to do? We need to swap them like this. What will come here? An apple. Okay, number 1 step, and in the last will be our I will change into me. I'll show you a table that how pronouns changes in the active and passive. So an apple, because it is present tense, we will use is. 3rd form of the verb V3, number 2 step is eaten, and then what? Number 3 step we need to use by, of course. So an apple is eaten by me. So this is our passive. You can see here we have swapped, we have swapped our doer with the non-doer, and we have used, because it is in present tense, so that is why we have used is. We have used the 3rd form of the verb, eaten, and our passive is ready. Okay, it's not that difficult, okay, it's very simple. Just practice it at home. It's very simple. Now let me tell you how the different tense forms changes. Like simple present, we have already discussed in our previous sessions about tenses. All the tenses we have covered. So you need to identify, you need to recognize the active sentence is in which tense, and then you can easily change it into passive. Same you can do with the passive. You can recognize the passive and then you can change it into active. Okay, but you need to be very much thorough with your tenses. You need to learn your tenses by heart. Then only you'll be able to do active and passive. Now let me make a table for you to show you which tense changes into which form. Okay, so active and passive, right? And here I will try to give you an example also, if it is possible. Active. So simple present. Simple present. If our sentence in active voice is in simple present, so how it will change? When we will change it into passive, we will use is, am, are. What we will use? Is, am, are. And rest everything is just as I told you in our simply simple steps. Okay. Let me show you an example. If in our active I have written I eat an apple. So what it will become here? An apple is eaten. We have seen the three forms, affirmative, negative, how to change them into passive. Now let us talk about the interrogatives, continuous form interrogatives, how to change them. Okay, now you can see here on the board, am I reading a book? Which tense it is? It is present continuous. It is present continuous. Am I reading a book? How it will be changed? See, I told you this auxiliary verb will change with is, am, are, the words which I have told you. So am, is. Now what is the object? The object is a book. Who is reading this? I will change into me. The action is of being read. Okay. So now see, is a book, is the question word, is a book being read by me. Isn't it simple? Now let us move to the another form. Was he playing cricket? It is past continuous, because was he playing. You can see interrogative form of past continuous. How we will transform it, how we will change it. See, was will come here like this only, was. Okay, now what is the object? The object is cricket. So cricket will come as the subject, cricket, because with continuous we use being word. I told you was being, were being. Okay, so was cricket being played by him? He changes into him. We use the preposition by. Third form of the verb. Being always remains stuck to the verb. I told you while discussing the tenses also that being always comes before the verb. So whether you are making interrogatives or you are converting it into negative, this being will come always before the verb. So I hope it must be clear that how to change the continuous interrogatives into passive. Okay, in present perfect I have eaten an apple. So what do we use here? With has and have we use been. We use been. So I have eaten an apple will be changed like an apple has been eaten by me. Okay. So present perfect will change it this way. So this is our table. You can note it down in your copy if it is required. And you can also note down the conversion, active to passive. I hope present form must be clear to you. Now let us jump to the another form, another tense form, that is past tense. Okay, so in past tense, again we will go with the simple past first. In passive, we will use the word was and were. For example, I ate an apple. When I taught you about the tense, I told you simple past, second form of the verb we use with that. So I ate an apple. You need to recognize that if your active voice is in simple past, then how you have to frame the passive. An apple was eaten by me. This is how we are going to convert it. This is how we are going to change it. Okay. Second form is past progressive or continuous same. So we are going to use again same was, verb plus this word being. Okay, was, verb plus being. Example, I was eating an apple. And now how it will be changed into passive voice? An apple was being eaten by me. This is how it will change. You can see in all the passive forms, the doer is coming at the end and the receiver of the action is coming at the very beginning of the sentence. Okay. So next is our past perfect. Example, I had eaten an apple. Had will be, we will use the word been with had and it will become an apple had been eaten by me. So these are three tense forms of the past which we have taken. You can see the active formation, the passive formation, the words which we use with the passive by changing it into passive. So here is your table. I hope it must be clear to all of you. Now quickly let us move to the future tense. Okay, now the very third form of our active and passive, that is the future tense forms. You can see here on the board I have already written for you simple future. What is the helping verb of the simple future? That is will and shall only. So when we change it into passive, we take will, shall plus be, be, very important, and the third form of the verb. So you can see the example here. I will eat an apple and an apple will be eaten by me. Note it down. Okay, then coming forward to the future continuous or future progressive tense, there is no change. Future continuous or future progressive tense never changes into passive voice. That is why I have put a cross over here. Then coming next, future perfect tense. So future perfect tense, the helping verb is will, shall plus have. I will have eaten an apple. So how we are going to change it into passive? An apple will have been eaten by me. So this is about all the three tense forms. Next I'll talk about the interrogative and the negative. How to change the interrogative and negative into passive voice. Okay. Do I read a book? Which kind of a sentence it is? If you can see, it is an interrogative sentence. If I ask you which tense it is written in simple present tense because we can see the auxiliary verb, that is do. Okay. Now, what is the rule for changing it? The question forms, the interrogative forms, while changing into passive always remains in the interrogative form itself only. The only auxiliary verb will change with the words I have already told you, shown you in the table. How it is an active. How it will change into passive, let me tell you. So this do will be replaced by is. Then what is the object? Is a book. Because it is in simple present, third form of the verb, is a book read? Read, read, read. So is a book read by whom? Who is the doer? Who is reading the book? So is a book read by me? So this is the passive form of this interrogative. Okay. So if your statement in active is an interrogative sentence, then by making passive also, it will remain interrogative only. Don't think that it will change into affirmative or some other kind. No. Interrogative will be changed as interrogative in the passive voice. Okay. Let me give you another example. Who tells you that? Who tells you that? It is little bit tricky. Who? Who will change into? I know. You know it. Who changes into whom? Correct. Who changes into whom? So the passive of this will be by whom. By whom are you told that? Can you tell me why we have put by here? By whom? Why so? Why not whom? Because I told you who changes into whom. I didn't say that who changes into by whom. Why then? Yes, because if you can see, this is the subject which we need to replace. So it should come over here, and when it would be here, then we were putting by before it. So that is why by whom are you told that? Okay. The third sentence, where do you see him? How you are going to change it? The question words remains in the very beginning because you need to make interrogative. So where will remain as where. This do will change now. Where is he seen by you? Where do you see him? Okay. So who is seeing whom? You. This you is our subject. This him is our object. This is our question word. So question word comes exactly like that in the beginning. So where will remain like this only, where. This helping verb will change. Do will change into is. Then this will come here, this will go there, and the verb third form and the preposition while. I hope it must be clear to you. Okay. We have seen the three forms, affirmative, negative, how to change them into passive. Now let us talk about the interrogatives, continuous form interrogatives, how to change them. Okay, now you can see here on the board, am I reading a book? Which tense it is? It is present continuous. It is present continuous. Am I reading a book? How it will be changed? See, I told you this auxiliary verb will change with is, am, are, the words which I have told you. So am, is. Now what is the object? The object is a book. Who is reading this? I will change into me. The action is of being read. Okay. So now see, is a book, is the question word, is a book being read by me. Isn't it simple? Now let us move to the another form. Was he playing cricket? It is past continuous. Because was he playing? You can see interrogative form of past continuous. How we will transform it, how we will change it. See, was will come here like this only. Was. Okay. Now what is the object? The object is cricket. So cricket will come as the subject. Cricket. Because with continuous we use being word. I told you was being, were being. Okay. So was cricket being played by him? He changes into him. We use the preposition by. third form of the verb. Being always remains stuck to the verb. I told you while discussing the tenses also that being always comes before the verb. So whether you are making interrogatives or you are conversing it into negative, this being will come always before the verb. So I hope it must be clear that how to change the continuous interrogatives into passive. Okay, now let us see interrogative future. How to change the future tense which are in interrogative form into passive. You can see here on the board, shall I read a book? So shall I read a book is in active voice. Why it is in active voice? Because I, the doer of the work. Who is reading the book? I reading a book. So the doer of the action is at the very beginning and then object in the last. That is why it is in active voice and in interrogative form. Now how we are going to change it? Will a book be read by me is the passive. Now many of you will ask me a question that ma'am, here it is shall, why it is will here. So let me explain you. Shall be used with I and we. Shall be used with I and we as per the English grammar rule. But here our subject, it's changed now. Earlier our subject was I. But here if you can see our subject is a book. So with a book we will use will. We will not use shall with it. I hope the difference must be clear. So will a book be read by me? This is the correct passive. Now let us see another example. Will you finish the work? How it will be changed. Now you can see with the you we use will as per the grammar rules. But here our subject is the work. You can see we can swap the subject and the object like this. So will the work be finished by you? And be, again it is before our verb, third form with our verb, before our verb. So I told you that the words like been, be, being, all these words always come before the verb. So please take care of it. I think for today's session it was enough. Keep on practicing. I'll post the exercise in the form of the PDF also after this video. In our next session of active and passive voice, I'll take imperative sentences and other few doubts and queries if it would be there. Till then, take very good care of yourself. Have a very good learning. Stay safe, stay healthy. All the best.